Oh, hello. Sorry. Okay, well, let me fix my tea and then I'll get back to it. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Elizabeth. Welcome to my channel, Embracing the Chaos. Yeah, well, you just gotta understand. Okay. I was trying to get ready for the reading. It's picking up messages. Now, I had opened the door, and when I had opened the door, off in the distance, I saw a sign. In my mind's eye, it caught the corner of my eye. I reopened the door and realized it's not there, but it was there. So someone is needing a sign. That's what I got. Someone is looking for some kind of sign here. So this reading is if you're looking for a sign as to what direction or what path you're on or what's fixing to transpire. Because I'm seeing, like, with the cards that I pulled, I went ahead and pulled some cards so I could tap into the energy. This is a new deck, so therefore I needed to read a little bit of research into those cards. They're the Egyptian alchemy oracle. So this reading is going to be for a chosen one. Okay, this is not going to resonate for everyone. I repeat, this is not going to resonate for everyone or just anyone. A specific chosen one this message is for. So whoever this resonates for, I ask that you hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's jump into this reading. This is big. This is big, okay? So we have see what matters. See, it's a matter of degrees. See what matters. So we're trying to see what matters. Okay? It's a matter of degrees. This is about polarity. Okay? This is the polarization of opposites. The masculine and feminine energies within, right? The negative and the positive. The light and the dark. It's a continuum. This is something... Okay, we're going to keep going. Attract mateship of the soul. This is showing up as the masculine and feminine once again. This is gender. This is gender. But the gender energies within the self. It seems to be like there is communication that is taking place within oneself, okay? And then we have the release of the soul. So releasing ourselves, believing in ourselves, believing that we have the ability to release our soul because we are the star player in our world, our immediate world, you know, the things that are transpiring in our life. What does it look like? Because I'm getting attract your life. This is the all is mind. So this is the ability to use the mind, the beautiful, beautiful mind, to create the kind of life that you truly wish to live. Okay? And then, the last but not least, we have visualize and transform. So that means we have to have a clear visualization. And it's not just a fantasy. You know what I mean? Once we visualize that, what it is, we wish to acquire the kind of life that we wish to have. Because you have the ability to transform this life and the ones to come. To set yourself up in the next life to be more abundant, to be in a better place than possibly the one that you've been in for many cycles, many lifetimes. Okay, I'm getting an energy of like this is This is going to be a big lesson for this soul one, this chosen one. It's definitely a big lesson. And someone's learning a lesson here to attract the mind, like-minded. So, okay, back to the visualization and transform. This is about the ability to step up. So once you visualize the kind of life that you wish to live, then you are to transform yourself to actually, just one second. Okay, this is about the ability to step up and transform yourself as if you're already living that life. This is the power of manifestation. Manifestation at its greatest. Because something has come in alignment within the self, within the masculine energies. They are together as one. So the masculine energies were split at some time, you know, in adolescent, throughout life, traumas, things that happen. Whatever the case may be for you, babe. They have come back together. And you're realizing that you have the ability to create whatever it is you wish to create in your life. Simply by thinking things up. So, let's give an example. Say that you've been dealing with, out of nowhere, you start thinking about something heavily, and then all of a sudden, it's created, it's in your hemisphere, it's showing up. I don't want to go too deep because I have a hater that watches my channel that sends me messages and voicemails and whatnot, and they really blow things out of proportion. So if I go into too depth of detail, then obviously I'll get some backlash, which sucks because they really need to grow up. Just saying. I'll leave it alone. So the masculine and the feminine energies, okay, within the self are really showing up, and the two are about to release. Those polarities are coming together to release the soul so that the soul can manifest the kind of life that you truly desire within. Let's see what this C, it's a matter of degrees. Let's get a little bit further on that. Tell us what that C, it's a matter of degrees. 10 of Cups. It's what's happening in the heart space. The union within the two. The coming together. Finding emotional fulfillment within the self. Right? So it's about adjusting our frequency. Adjusting the polarity within ourselves. So on one side of us, when the feminine doesn't feel like the masculine's doing the job, and the masculine has to step up the game a little bit. Maybe the feminine needs to communicate with the masculine energy within the self. In what ways can the masculine show up? The masculine can show up, let's say you need to exercise. Say you want to lose a little bit of weight, okay? Feminine energy has been really, I'm not saying this is what's really going on, I'm using this as an example. The feminine energy has really been communicating this. I would really like to exercise. I would really like to lose a few pounds. I would really like to eat healthier. But the masculine does nothing at all. Yeah, okay. And then just kind of goes on about its way. Doesn't do anything to create the balance for what the feminine is creating. Because the feminine is the creation. The feminine is the energy that is allowed, or should be allowed, to think things up, create things. And these have to be in balance, especially if you want to feel emotionally fulfilled. So in order to feel emotionally fulfilled within that situation that I gave you, the masculine would therefore need to step up the game simply by doing the exercise within the body, eating more healthy, drinking things that are more healthy, just doing activities that actually give the body, the soul, what it's wanting, which is to be lighter and feel better, right? To have more energy. Let's talk about, okay, they're bringing me to, just FYI, side note, I have 3 3s and 2 5s in those cards. It's 3 3 5 3 5. Okay, let's talk about this attract mateship of soul. Knight of Swords. It's about allowing the feminine to think things up, to realize what it is that the soul is urging for, right? Because there's communication, the trifecta between the three. Okay, so the soul speaks with the masculine and the feminine, and then the masculine and the feminine communicate within, okay? These are the two polarities that are coming together to allow the soul to lead the way. Well, the soul is speaking up, hey, I want to send this out. I want to send this frequency out. Let's get active, you know. Let's do some exercise. Let's get out there and do some walking. Let's get out there and, you know, grow us a garden so that we eat healthier. Let's get, you know, some purified water. Whatever the case may be. This is about taking that action, allowing the soul to communicate with the feminine energy, to allow the masculine. Because I hate to say this, and you know, there's a lot of misconception when it comes to the feminine and masculine energy. There is. It's all over. I see it every day. Every day. You've got men that are so heavily masculine energy. Don't have to be a man, but more generally than what I'm speaking to, it would be a man. They're so heavy in ego in their material world, like the feminine must look and appear and be a certain way and hold themselves and carry themselves a certain way, and that they are the leader, they're the ones in charge, da 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 da. Okay, let's backtrack. The masculine energy, the male, is meant to, and is been that way from the dawn of time. The feminine thinks about that, makes the plans. Okay, decides what needs to be done and then plans it. And the masculine is the one that is supposed to carry that out. So when the feminine energy shows up, and I'm talking about the feminine energies within, but if it shows up in your 3D, and it does, you will see it in energies that are surrounding you, that there's an imbalance. Now, if you stop and you think about the connections of long time ago, the marriages, where there was a male and there was a female, okay? Think about their roles and how they played out within that and how long-standing those connections were intact. Not like today. Today, everybody believes that, and whatever they believe, you know, marital is nothing but a piece of paper, which I agree with. At this point, at this date and age, that's all it is. It's a man-made concept anyway. Now, there's a spiritual connection that is way higher than any man-made concept, but we won't get into that right now. What I'm talking about is the roles the roles of the genders, because this is talking about gender-related roles, the masculine and the feminine. The masculine is meant to carry out what the feminine thinks up, because that is coming from within. That is coming from the depths. That is coming from the soul. The soul is coming out and is allowing the feminine, telling the feminine, let's think about this. Let's think about everything. So the energy shows up. We're processing. We're understanding. If the feminine intellect, this is intelligence, the feminine intelligence, the feminine energy within. The masculine is supposed to adhere to what the feminine speaks up. So if the masculine does not follow through, then the soul is not happy within, right? And you'll see it in relationships everywhere you go these days. Some relationships, those relationships that you've known that have been together for a really long time, if you'll notice the roles, if you'll pay closer attention to how they gravitate with one another, how they move fluid. They can finish each other's sentences because they understand their role. And unfortunately, for the ego, the male egoic energy that can't quite comprehend the fact that they are in fact supposed to take direction from the female. Now I'm going to give you an example. They're showing me, like, back in the day when Ma and Pa would sit down and they would talk about little Johnny's situation. Well, the male would be all gun-ho. I'm going to spank him. I'm going to make him do these chores. I'm going to make him do this and this and this. What generally happened? The feminine would step up. Okay, I think you're being a little hard. I think this would be sufficient. And what would happen? The masculine would follow that out. You see what I'm saying? So the roles have been taken out of context. Like, just because if someone is a male energy is in control of the material world, okay, so the home life. The male is the enforcer. The male is the disciplinary. The male is the protector. Okay? But who tells the male what needs protecting, what needs discipline, and what needs to be enforced? The feminine. Because the masculine isn't there every day. The masculine doesn't know everything. The feminine energy understands cycles, understands how things work, understands each player's role, their children's role, their role with their children, how things work within the fundamentals of the home, the unit, the together. The unit within the soul, okay, the soul is here, is seated here in the heart space. You have the masculine, you have the feminine, you have the masculine. Okay? These two energies, the mind, have got to come together because the soul is trying to step up. Needs to be set free. Okay? It's heavy. This is definitely a spirit. Let's talk about the release of the soul. Release your soul. Quit fighting and arguing within the self. Release yourself from the internal struggle and the belief that you cannot release the soul and follow the soul. The soul takes the higher road in any situation. I hate to tell you that because some people can't handle that. That would require them to take accountability for certain things. This would require them to not give in to their other energies, other outside energies that they have acquired within their life. They would have to release themselves of control. Attract your life. Right now, you're doing it from a wrong place. Ten of Swords. You've been betrayed from attracting your life. You feel feelings of betrayal. Okay? We're needing to release that betrayal so that you can attract the life that you want. You feel like you've missed out on opportunities that others have stepped in your way, which they very well may have. I'm not saying that they haven't. I'm not saying that others haven't sabotaged you. But at the end of the day, you have to really sit with the energy because, yeah, they may have sabotaged you at one point, but who's sabotaging you right now? Who's betraying you right now? If you don't allow your soul to step up to attract the life that you truly wish, then who's betraying who? Because there's no better time than right now. Let's talk about visualize and transform. Nine of Wands. Holding the vision. Stepping into a place where we have resilience. You have all this experience from all these things that you do not want. You do not want. So why is it we haven't stepped into the place to actually transform, be that higher version of yourself, allow the soul to lead us, and walk in that energy? You will walk a lot more lighter. They're showing me like really light footsteps. It's almost like you're hovering. It's almost like you're drifting across the land. It's not like your feet aren't even touching the ground because of the fact you are more resilient. You understand that certain things try to come up in your life to create blockages for you that do not allow you to keep this image of yourself. Being more confident in that energy and truly trusting and believing that you can transform no matter what others say, no matter what they do, no matter what they throw at you. They can throw everything at you in the kitchen sink. It does not matter. It does not matter. When you reach this place, because I'm going to tell you right now, you will elevate yourself. You will ascend over and over and over again. Because the more and more you transform yourself, the higher, higher, higher that you get, so that you, not that you're looking down on people and you're snobby and you're better than anyone, because that's not the energy that you would exude. You would exude love. But what happens when you reach that level is the things, these low-level energies, low-level people, low-level situations, they cannot reach you. And they have the ability to ascend at any point upon their own. This is just about the chosen one sitting in space, visualizing and transforming themselves in order to reach the level that they wish to acquire. It has nothing to do about being better than anyone. It has nothing to do about being snobby or being put on a pedestal. It has nothing to do with anything like that. It's just about knowing what one truly wants and stepping into that role and understanding that we need to attract that. In order to attract that, we have to be that. That does not mean that you stay in pointless relationships or connected to individuals that want to hold you back. Whether this be a job, whether this be family member, whether it be friends, it does not matter. Any energy that is trying to hold you back from actually achieving what it is you truly want is not meant to be there anyways. Cut it the fuck loose, babe. Okay, 22 on the timer. I'm going to pause this a second, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, so now I feel like we're going to tap in and see what the degrees is. We understand that it's emotional fulfillment. We needed to change the polarity within ourselves so that there's emotional fulfillment emanating from the heart space. Well, let's jump in and see how we can change that at this time, because I feel like that's possibly where some of the question is, the sign. Let's talk about, can't make it up, Ace of Cups. It's by loving yourself. It's about self-care, self-love. It does not show up selfish. It's not being selfish if you choose to eat healthier. It is not being selfish that you choose to love yourself and to treat yourself with fine things. It's not selfish for you to do what makes you happy. It is not selfish. I don't care what anybody says. It's not selfish. It's about being emotionally fulfilled in your own cup. Because what comes after the 10 of Cups? The Ace of Cups. It starts all over again. To attract this mateship soul, what kind of action is it that we're needing to take? What is this Knight of Swords? Six of Pentacles. This is about equal give and take, equal balance within the self. This is about reciprocity within the two energies, the masculine and the feminine. It's about allowing oneself to believe that we can accept something. Take action to accept. Accept that this is necessary in order to attract the kind of life that one wants to live. And truly believing in that. You kind of have to move away from a little bit of belief and hope. This is where manifestation actually kicks off, is that we move away from just hoping. We step into a place of being, doing, experiencing, knowing. So how do we release this? To release the soul, what is the release that we need to make within the internal struggle, the battle that happens? Is magnetizing, being confident in oneself, using your firing energy, your passion within you to create what it is you're wanting to create. And this is also about releasing the wounded walrus and walrus. It sounds like I said walrus. Warrior within, the feminine warrior. I can't speak, y'all. Within the wound that the cardinal wound within. This is about accepting the flowers, allowing oneself, knowing that one is attracting what is meant for you. So if you're not attracting the things that you want to attract, the experiences that you want to attract, then there's something within you that is causing a blockage. And it's very imperative that one sits with oneself and understands what is stemming that, what is causing that, in what form are we standing up and blocking ourselves. Because if we release the need to control things and just be, we go with the flow. So to attract the kind of life you want, the Ten of Swords. Tell us about the betrayal. It's the release of that betrayal. How we sabotage ourselves. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Justice. This has to be brought into balance. The realization, the understanding that our heart has to be light as a feather in order to attract what it is we want. The balance is being light in the heart space. So we're leaving ourselves of the betrayals, the things of the past, things that we are not in control of, because we are in control. We do have the control to release ourselves from those betrayals, from all those wounds. We can pull all those knives out of our back at any time. Visualize and transform the Nine of Wands. Let's talk about the Nine of Wands. Five of Wands. This is about blocking outside energies from interfering. This is about being resilient in stressful and chaotic situations. We have to maintain that visual, that transformation. So this is not allowing other energies to come in and create stresses that block us, that bring us down out of that ascension, out of that level that we've ascended, we've put ourselves in. We've done that because we've evolved ourselves. We've learned self-love, self-care. We're emotionally fulfilled. We know how to take action. We're reciprocating that action within the self. We're releasing ourselves from old wounds that no longer serve us. The betrayals, they're out of there. We're bringing those betrayals into balance. And now we have to simply block drama and keep maintaining that visual and that transformation within. And that's within the heart space. Keep holding the vision. So it's really about sitting down and manifesting, or sitting down and visualizing, meditating. I feel like we need to meditate to really feel, to understand what it is we truly, truly desire. Write it down. Understand. Think about it. Think about the life you truly want to live. If there was nothing going to stand in your way, nothing going to block you, what would it look like? How would it look? Put it on paper so that you can see that. The visualization starts there. Once you take it from here and you put it on that paper, then you can read it back to yourself. You can make changes where it's necessary. And then you start to transform the emotional body and allow the soul to come out so that it can come to fruition. Okay. I do believe that was your reading. So for the chosen one that was for, I truly, truly am happy that you are going through this. I mean, because this is major. This is so major. If you actually follow the steps, if you actually resonated with that reading, then what I see in the future for you is, wow. There's really no words. I have no words for it. I'm like, and I usually have a word for everything. I usually have something to say about everything. But in this case, in this space that I hold right now, there's no words. You are going to be so happy. So stinking happy. I say 6 to 8 months from now, if you follow these steps, if you follow this and you go through this and you do this for yourself and allow your soul to step up, 6 to 8 months from now, your life is going to look totally different than it does right now. Totally different. So in 6 to 8 months, hey, babes, come back and let me know if this is for you. If this reading is yours, then come back and let me know. I am curious. I'm really excited. I really am excited for you. So, like I said earlier, if you haven't already hit that like button, hit that like button. Let's get the message out. Let's get the message to who it belongs to. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And until we meet again, Toodaloo.